Right now, a billionaire just bought an entire mountain in Switzerland. Not for skiing. Not for views. For something far more valuable. And what's happening inside that mountain will change everything you thought you knew about wealth and power. I'm about to reveal the 3 most shocking secrets about why ultra-rich elites are racing to own mountains before 2030. The underground vaults they're building. The assets they're hiding. And the crisis they're preparing for that governments won't tell you about. Let me show you exactly how this happened. Deep in the Swiss Alps sits a project most people will never hear about. It's called Alpine Vault Infrastructure. And it's not just any storage facility. This is a military-grade fortress carved directly into solid granite. Built 2,000 feet underground. Accessible only through a single reinforced tunnel with biometric security that makes Fort Knox look like a garden shed. Here's what makes this different. Traditional billionaires buy yachts and mansions. But a new breed of ultra-wealthy individuals is thinking 50 years ahead. They're not just storing gold bars or cash. They're protecting digital assets, rare materials, and even biological samples. According to financial reports, over 17 mountains across Switzerland, Norway, and the US have been quietly purchased since 2019. Most transactions happen through shell companies. No public announcements. No press releases. And the people buying them all share one thing. They know something we don't. Now here's where things get really interesting. The Alpine Vault can survive a nuclear blast. Engineers designed it to withstand earthquakes measuring 8.0 on the Richter scale. The walls are 12 feet of reinforced concrete wrapped in steel. The air filtration system can run independently for 30 years. Think about that. 30 years without outside contact. Inside, the temperature stays at exactly 60 degrees Fahrenheit year-round. No heating bills. No cooling costs. Just nature doing the work. But here's the part that'll blow your mind. This single facility holds assets worth over $40 billion. That's more than the GDP of some small countries. We're talking physical gold reserves. Rare earth minerals. Server farms storing cryptocurrency worth billions. Even art collections from private owners who trust mountains more than museums. One vault reportedly houses original Picasso paintings alongside hard drives containing Bitcoin private keys. The security? Facial recognition. Fingerprint scanners. Retinal scans. And armed guards who live on site in rotation. You can't bribe your way in. You can't break in. You need to be on the list. But if you think that's crazy, wait until you hear this. These mountains aren't just vaults. They're bunkers. Survival compounds designed for catastrophic scenarios. Sources inside the construction industry revealed something disturbing. Many of these facilities include living quarters. Full kitchens. Medical bays with surgical equipment. Hydroponic farms that can grow food without sunlight. One facility in Norway allegedly has space for 200 people to live comfortably for 5 years. No resupply needed. Why would billionaires need this? Let's connect the dots. Climate scientists predict major resource wars by 2040. Fresh water will become scarce. Farmable land will shrink. Global supply chains could collapse. Central banks are already warning about currency instability. And cyber warfare poses risks to digital infrastructure that most people don't understand. Here's the insider perspective. A former security consultant who worked on 2 mountain projects spoke anonymously to financial journalists. He said billionaires are preparing for 3 specific scenarios. Economic collapse that makes the 2008 crisis look minor. Civil unrest in major cities. And technological disruption that could freeze banking systems overnight. These aren't conspiracy theories. These are risk assessments from people who hire the smartest analysts money can buy. They're not paranoid. They're informed. And they're taking action while everyone else scrolls social media. The cost to build one of these mountain facilities? Between $500 million and $2 billion. Only the top 0.1% can afford entry. This brings us to the most shocking discovery of all. The real reason billionaires want mountains has nothing to do with storing wealth. It's about controlling it. Here's what I discovered. Mountains contain something more valuable than gold. Rare earth elements. These minerals are essential for every smartphone, electric car battery, and military weapon system on Earth. China currently controls 90% of global rare earth production. But geologists found massive deposits in privately owned mountains across North America and Scandinavia. Whoever owns these mountains owns the future of technology. One mountain in Montana reportedly contains lithium deposits worth $300 billion. Another in Sweden has rare earth concentrations 50 times higher than average mines. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. These billionaires aren't planning to mine these mountains immediately. They're waiting. As global reserves deplete over the next 20 years, prices will skyrocket. A mountain bought for 50 million today could generate 500 billion in revenue by 2045. It's the ultimate long-term investment. Even better? Owning the mountain means owning the mining rights, the land, and the resources. No government can easily seize it. No competitor can undercut you. You control the supply. You set the price. Financial analysts are calling this the new resource rush. But unlike the gold rush of 1849, this one is silent. No prospectors with pans. Just billionaires with lawyers, quietly buying mountains while the world looks elsewhere. So what does all this mean for us today? This mountain buying trend reveals a harsh truth about wealth inequality. While average people struggle with rent and groceries, billionaires are securing resources for the next century. That gap is only growing. For young professionals in the US and UK, this matters more than you think. As rare earth elements become scarce, technology prices will rise. Your next smartphone could cost 3 times what it does today. Electric cars might become luxury items again. Even basic electronics could become expensive. Meanwhile, whoever owns these mountains will profit from every device sold. There's also a darker implication. If billionaires are building survival bunkers, what do they know about future instability? Are they expecting economic crashes? Climate disasters? Social breakdown? Their actions suggest they're preparing for scenarios most people aren't even considering. But here's a perspective that offers hope. This same trend is creating opportunities. Small mining companies are exploring alternative sources of rare earth elements. Recycling technologies are improving. Scientists are finding substitutes for scarce materials. And governments are finally paying attention to resource security. For viewers watching this, the lesson is clear. Diversify your skills. Don't rely on one income source. Stay informed about global trends. And consider investments in sectors these billionaires are betting on. Clean energy. Technology infrastructure. Water rights. Even farmland in stable regions. You might not afford a mountain. But you can still position yourself strategically for what's coming. Before we wrap up, there's one final thing you need to know. Here's the twist that changes everything. Not all billionaires buying mountains are keeping them private. 3 facilities have started offering vault space to smaller investors. For $100,000 annually, you can store assets in these underground fortresses. It's being marketed as democratic access to billionaire-level security. But there's a catch. The waiting list is already 5 years long. And spots are limited. This creates a new type of status symbol. Vault membership. It's like an exclusive club where entry proves you've made it. But it also proves something else. The ultra-wealthy are so confident in these investments that they're willing to share space. That should tell you how serious this trend is. Remember that shocking fact from the beginning? That billionaire who bought the Swiss mountain? He's now reportedly in talks to purchase 2 more. One in Chile. Another in New Zealand. The race isn't slowing down. It's accelerating. And while we've been focused on space exploration and AI, the real land grab is happening in the mountains. Hidden in plain sight. Protected by rock and secrecy. If this opened your eyes, you need to see what's coming next. Let's recap what we uncovered. Billionaires are buying entire mountains for survival bunkers, rare earth elements worth trillions, and long-term resource control. These aren't vacation homes. They're strategic assets designed for a future most people aren't preparing for. The Alpine Vault represents just one piece of a global trend that's reshaping wealth and power. If this story shocked you, hit that subscribe button because I'm investigating another billionaire secret next week that makes this look small. I'm talking about underwater cities and ocean floor mining rights. You won't believe what's happening beneath the waves. Drop a comment and tell me, would you invest in mountain vault storage if you had the money? Or is this billionaire paranoia taken too far? Join the conversation. And if you want to stay ahead of these trends before they go mainstream, check out the next video in this series. The future belongs to those who see it coming.